Did NBA YoungBoy and Bobby Shmurda's beef just get a lot worse after Bobby's right-hand man doubled down on what he said about Lil Tim?
That's what I said.
Watch until the end for all the details. If you haven't been catching up with the beef between NBA YoungBoy and Bobby Shmurda, boy, do I have a treat for you. Both rappers went back and forth after Rowdy Rebel gave his 2 cents on Lil Tim shooting King Von. Now, Bobby is apologizing on behalf of Rowdy. Sources report that Bobby spoke about Rowdy speaking from the position of an older guy looking at the younger guys going wild. When you add the fact that Rowdy was locked up for 7 years, the same amount as Bobby, then you can assume he had plenty of time to think about it too. What did Rowdy say? He felt like Lil Tim could have spared King Von since he was strapped already. To Rowdy, having the upper hand should be the driver to showing remorse. But due to no morals being in the streets anymore, remorse is far-fetched. Even if Bobby was right about Rowdy, maybe expressing what he meant wrong, it caused the whirlwind of chaos that eventually involved the cops.
Police!
NBA YoungBoy quickly responded to Rowdy's opinion with an opinion of his own. He thinks he should mind his business because suggesting for Lil Tim to possibly get shot trying to show restraint is dumb. When Bobby seemingly replied with the video questioning guys that gloated on their homies' work they put in, YoungBoy directed the smoke to him. The vocal match got heated quickly. YoungBoy essentially gave Bobby the same advice of minding his own business, and even asked his homies in the background why both of the Brooklyn rappers were speaking on anything to do with him or his team anyway. And here's the kicker. After all of that, can you believe that Rowdy is standing on what he said? Rowdy posted on his Instagram story that he said what he said. And even during Bobby and YB's online argument, Rowdy didn't say anything. I guess you can say he meant it. He also said that he would never beef with Bobby because he saved him from doing a longer bid. When GS9 got locked up on their RICO case back in 2014, Rowdy was supposed to get a gang of time. But since Bobby knew the feds wanted him specifically, and he was only going to get about 2 to 4 years, he negotiated to take 7 years if Rowdy could get the same thing.
And I ain't no snitch.
It worked out for him. Now, both are on the streets doing what they do. Rowdy seems to be grateful for what Bobby did for him, and he even expressed his gratitude in interviews when they were released. It's safe to assume that YoungBoy is sticking with everything he said about them too. He believes Bobby is a lost soul and should be focusing on making hits instead of questioning what he's done in music and in the streets. Plus, he's focused on trying to get his Louisiana gun charges dropped so he can finally get off house arrest. At first, Bobby did take YoungBoy's response very personal. He even threatened to shoot him on camera. His parole officer caught wind of it, which pushed Bobby to backtrack on what he said. He needs to be careful. YoungBoy didn't take anything Bobby said seriously. After a while, he just began trolling him. But what does that mean for the beef if YB gets off house arrest? If anything was to get messy, it wouldn't be without the response of YB's security team, or maybe even the feds again. Since Bobby is a convicted felon, he's required to stay as low-key as possible. Threatening to shoot someone will definitely introduce him to a prison cell again. And so will fighting someone. YB says he's down to fight. As a matter of fact, he says he's good at fighting, but he would rather stay out the way if he can. Bobby and Rowdy should take that advice too. That's unless they're